I'm back again today, guys, with another new dupe, and this one is going to be the absolute fastest now. This one is actually super crazy compared to any of the previous ones. We're still gonna have to detach the item, though. That's still like the only actual reliable method in 1.1.2. But thanks to Kevin Hobbs on YouTube, this person alerted me to this. They found this and wanted me to show it to people, and it actually is amazing. So I'm actually gonna show you. It's actually crazy. So there's a way to duplicate significantly faster. So I'm gonna run you through all the steps. It's gonna be using the housing exploit, but this time we got some different setup here that makes it like 7 times faster or something. So the first thing that you're gonna need is this rubber armor. I have a video in the description for it, but the TLDR is that you can go to this cave to get a piece. You can go down here to this cave and get a piece, and then you can also go to a cave right here by the, not the Tennyson Shrine, by the by the Tennyson Shrine. Yeah, the Whistling Hill Cave right there. And then all 3 pieces, and you have to have all 3. You have to have all 3 pieces for this time to exploit this. Next, you're going to need at least 1 shock emitter. Ideally more, but actually not ideally. I mean, just get a shock emitter. You can get it right here. Just go to the Typhlo Ruin Skyview Tower, do the quest there, fly up in the sky, land here, and get shock emitters from this Zone Eye dispenser. Or if you have another one you want to use, you can use it instead. Now, the rest is optional, but I highly recommend building the vehicles that we're going to build in this. One of them, at least. So you could get fans, big wheels. If you want to do it with a car, then you go down here and you can get wheels and a steering stick. But the main thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a cart, and you can get a cart at a lot of different places. So like you can get a cart right here, for example. Just go to whichever one. So fans, carts, wheels, steering sticks. Those are the main things. And if you don't have the Zone Eye charges to get them, you can get big ones from Flux Construct 3s. There's one right here in the sky, one right there in the sky. You can also go to Skyview Island to get the small ones by going to the Gutenbach Shrine and like backtracking through here and then flying across to right here. And there'll be a bunch of enemies to kill for Zone Eye charges. After you have all that, you gotta do Madison's Independent Side Quest over in Tari Town, which is right here. And after you do that quest, the biggest thing is Sundelions, which you can find in the sky. You can just take the Skyview Tower here up to here, build a flying thing there, get the shrine here, and I think there are 10 Sundelions up there if you don't have them. And then after that, you can buy a house by going to this exact location right here at Tari Town, the corner of the map. So right here. And for, I think it was 1,500 rupees, you can buy a house. Then once you have a house, you can do this housing thing, and you can build a house over here on the map next to this shrine, which is an easy way to get back here. And in order to build it, what you need to do is talk to this guy and say you need more rooms, and then buy the room for whatever weapon type you're going to dupe. Now, in this case, we're just going to dupe weapons because it's simple, but weapons, shields, or bows, there's a room for each one. And then I recommend putting a foyer on front of it like this, so that way the weapons don't go flying off into the yard, and that makes things a lot easier and faster. So then you're going to get inside of here. Once you have all that set up, you are ready to go. So stick with me on this one because the duping's already crazy, but I've adapted his duping idea in order to make it so, I mean, it's actually going to be so funny, guys. It's so good. Okay, so we're going to dupe, and then we're going to do something to the dupes afterwards. It's going to be amazing. So you're going to build this cart. You don't need the steering stick depending on what way you're going to do this, but the main thing is you need to have this cart so that way you can't pick up the stupid shock emitter. That's step 1. That's one thing that makes it more efficient, but there's something else that's going to break this. Now, in my case, I put a steering stick on it because I'm going to play with it here in a second after I dupe. Now, then you're going to pick what you want to dupe. Now, here's the thing. There's 2 things to know about. If you use Korok Seeds, you can increase your weapon inventory space, which is really big for this, but not really required because of a trick that I'm going to do that'll let us bring a ton of weapons over to the break-apart shop. But let's duplicate weapons now. It doesn't have to be almost broken. It just happens to be almost broken for this Diamond Reaper. Diamond Reaper, though. Everyone always wants to dupe diamonds, so we're going to dupe the Diamond Reaper. All right, so now we have that equipped, and we put it in our hand. And you can go ahead and save first. You don't need to save first, but I'm going to save first just because this thing's almost broken. I don't want to actually swing and break it or something. Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn on the cart, and you're going to stand in like where the electricity is and where you can display the weapon. So we're going to hit this, and then we're going to stand here. Now, if you have full rubber armor, it won't hurt you. So you can't do the glitch if it's like that. And you can't put the weapon away if you're in a weird spot with the horn. So like make sure that the horn is not quite blocking you all the way. So make sure you get it just right. So now we're in a spot where it should shock us if we don't have rubber armor on, and we can press A to display. Now here's where it gets so easy to do from here on out, guys. So you open up the menu, and what you need to do is that equipped weapon, you need to make sure it's in the last slot. If it's not in the last slot, you can always drop it and go pick it back up, and that'll put it in this last slot. For whatever reason, when we do it this way, it has to be in this last slot, which is really weird, but how it is. Then what we're going to do, now that we're in position, so again, we're in position like this, we can press A to put it on display. What we can do is we can remove a piece of the shock armor, and then press B while spamming A. So B and then start spamming A. And I didn't quite get the timing right, but it's really fast to reset. And there's a much faster way to do it once we get a few of these made. So let's get back in position like this. Oh, make sure it says A to display like that. And then go in here and make sure this is the last weapon. It is. Okay. And then remove. And then there we go. So not only did I dupe it, I actually picked the one up that was being thrown away. So now I have 2. And so it's a little bit annoying at first until the ideal goal here is we want to get a full inventory or as much inventory space as you have of the weapon that you want to duplicate like this. Because then what we can do is we equip the last one each time, and if we mess up, we don't have to go grab it every single time. We can do like 5 at a time. So what we need to do, I'm going to save now that I have 2 here. I don't know why, I'm just doing it. But now that we have 2, our goal is to get a full inventory of them, and we need at least 10 on the ground, at least. If not, like, depending on what we're going to do here, maybe more, maybe 15. But ideally, like 10 to 14, something like that. So it's a little bit annoying at first, but I've got a method here that makes it a little bit better as I've been playing with it more. So what we'll do here, and also there's a way to go really fast once we get a bunch. So ideally, you want a full inventory load, because we want to get a pile like this. So what we're going to do is put this back on, get close enough, whatever, to have display. And then what you're going to do is remove this, like I said. And when you go to drop this, or not, you don't drop it, but you just go out of this menu and spam A. Don't spam A as fast as you can. What I've gotten the most consistent with is with just one thumb, just press B and then move your thumb to A and start pressing A fast, like just really fast. But don't be like trying to do it like it's like your life depends on it fast. For some reason, that makes it bad. Just like B, A, 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 A. But don't be like as hard as you can, because for some reason that just doesn't work. So B and then spamming A. And once you have multiple, it's fast to reset. So I've been getting it about 50 to 70% of the time, which is pretty good. So we'll go like this, and then we'll... Oh, we don't need... Okay, we go over here, remove, B, spam A. Okay, if you need a reset, that's fine. Go over here, equip. You gotta wait a second for the electricity. The electricity can only tick so fast. And then remove, B, and spam A. There it is. Okay, we're gonna equip this. We're gonna equip this. We're gonna wait a moment, pull this out while we're waiting. And we're gonna go over here, and we're going to remove, and then B and spam A. There's another one. Okay, now we're gonna equip this, and then wait a moment, pull it out, wait, okay, remove, and then B and spam A. There's another one. Okay, and we're just gonna keep doing this, and you can get the point of how fast this is now once you get the muscle memory for it. It's kind of crazy. So once you have multiple, even if you mess up, you don't have to go and pick things up and reposition. You're gonna do this until you accidentally run out. So now B, A, we're gonna do one more time. Okay, remove. Oh, I ran out of electricity. Well, whatever, that's fine. So I have enough to prove the point of what we're gonna do here. So, you know, you go until you have as many as you can carry. Ideally now you're going to have like 10. I only have like 7, but just make like 12 or something like that. Because now what we need to do is we need to transport our cargo over to the break apart shop. Now, the safest way to do this is wheels, but if you put wheels on this thing, then that's going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, plus 4, 7 parts, which would limit you to 13 Diamond Reapers, and it's a little bit slower. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this thing now, and the reason we're doing this not only is to transport, it's a win-win, because we'll transport this thing, and what will happen is we won't have to get another shock emitter then. So, well, actually, before we even take it out here, come to think of it, we need to grab these Diamond Reapers, and we need to fuse all these Diamond Reapers into a little ball of Diamond Reapers. And this is what you'll do with all the Diamond Reapers that you have too. All right, so we're pulling the card out. I skipped ahead about 10, 15 seconds. I didn't want you to just waste time watching me try to pull that thing out of there. Now we just got to get this bundle of diamonds out, so we'll see if we can get this thing out. We should be able to. All right, we got our diamonds. All right, so now what we got to do depends on which way you want to do this. If you don't care about putting down more carts and steering sticks and shock emitters, then we just make a car and go cart these over. And we have a car that we just take back and forth, and every time we come back, these will despawn, we respawn them. Or we take everything with us. So that's what I'm going to do here, so I don't have to replace everything over and over and over again. So what we can actually do is, well, we can't take it in and out, so we have to disassemble every time we take out, because these pieces will catch on the door. You can try doing it without a foyer, and then it'll change everything, so do whichever way you want. But for my case, I'm going to use auto build, and I'm going to use my favorite little car. So we have this thing with small wheels, and it's a pretty simple device. You only need to place it once. You don't need to spend 18 zonite every time. And then what we can do is we can take all this stuff, and we can attach it to each other. So we can attach that, and we can attach this to the cart, and then we can take the cart, and we can just smack it on somewhere where it will not block us from driving. So like that. And then we get on this thing, and we can drive over this way. Now, you'll need some battery for this, so ideally you can, you know, watch. I'll try to remember to link it below the first paragraph of this video, first paragraph of the description of this video. I have a guide on how to upgrade your battery fast. Ideally, you'll want, you know, like 3 full battery things or something like that, which is not much. Like, you can get that in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes if you follow my farming guide. So we're gonna go in here. Careful not to fall, because if you fall, that's gonna suck real bad. So try to be a good driver here. And now we're gonna drive in our cargo. I don't know why this is so funny. I feel like I'm playing Euro Trucker Simulator. All right, so now we're gonna get into here, and now we have our entire bundle of diamonds. So we just break that loose, and that will let us take our whole bundle here of diamond weapons. And now we have all of our diamonds. So now what we do is we just pull these things off one at a time, and we pick them up. And when we have a full inventory, we just talk to this guy, and for 20 rupees a piece, we break it down. And now we don't have to constantly go back and forth to do this. Instead, we can just load up in a couple minutes and get a full inventory of like 25 of these things. Get a full inventory plus those. Get like 25 of these things. And then just drive them over here real fast and just one by one pop them apart. No saving, loading your game, no waiting for load times, no watching memories, nothing. So it's actually really crazy. Now for the weapons, as you get them, you can just take them and you can just throw them like that to get rid of them to save you some time. But then, yeah, you'll just keep on going, and you'll just, you know, be duplicating diamonds. So now there's a diamond, and then we do break down another. We'll have another diamond. So we'll break one down. It's crazy, guys. Like, okay, now things are getting a little faster. Thanks to this, a huge shout out to that guy, Kevin Hobbs. Huge shout out to that guy, because this methodology makes this crazy. Like, now we're getting closer and closer to actually good speed of duping now. Like, I don't know, like, I should do some math on how long it takes to actually do this. But my guesstimate is that once you do this get good enough, fast enough, you've done it enough times, this will probably end up being something like, say, 20 diamonds in 5 minutes or something like that. Like, it's going to be actually super fast, like crazy fast compared to the other methods. Now, once you're done duplicating your diamonds, also, I just want to show you, look at all these diamonds. I already had a bunch, though, but still, I have a ton more now. So, when you're done duplicating your diamonds, be sure to leave a few if you're going to keep doing it, so that way you don't have to get those initial ones started. At least have, like, 2, just in case, so it makes it a little bit faster to get restarted again on it. I'll keep 3 in this case. And then after that, you're good to go. So, you'll make sure if anything fell off, you're just going to put it back on the cart. And then you're going to turn this thing around with Ultra Hand, and we're going to drive back up there to keep our parts so we don't have to constantly reuse Zonai parts. And then we're good to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to test real fast for you. I'll show you like a little 5-second sped up version of me doing it, but it's not actually I'm not going to show the whole thing. But I'm going to real fast, also make sure you have rubber armor on in this. I'm going to real fast to see how fast I can do this, just to give you an idea. I'll skip ahead and tell you guys how it went. Well, it took me about 15 minutes to do 20 items, but that really could have been way faster. So I don't have a whole lot of experience yet using this method, and I lost like 7 minutes duping the items that I probably could have done in like 3 minutes if I had more experience doing it. So I did one additional run to see if I could go faster and not botch it as bad, and I got down to about 13 minutes for a cycle, and I still botched the hell out of it. So I think if you got this down to where you'll become like a master at the duping method itself, then yeah, you could get around 10 or 11 minutes for 20 items, which is way faster than any other, and that's including breaking them apart. Just going there and getting 20 and coming back, that you can get down to like 3 minutes, 4 minutes or something like that. Maybe 5 at the latest. Like probably like 4 though. If you get to where you just go up there and you're like, okay, open, close, dupe, wait, open, close, dupe, wait, open, close, dupe, wait until you have 20 and it just worked perfectly, then yeah, you can get like 3 to 4 minutes there, driving there and back and doing it. It's just that breaking apart 20 items literally takes like 5 or 6 minutes or something like that. That's just like the kink point on duping this way, unfortunately. But it's still way faster than the throwing method and the memory method and stuff like that. Like the throwing method, if you get it perfect, is going to be something like, I don't know, 30 seconds per item, 40 seconds per item or something like that. If you mess it up some, it's going to be like over a minute per item. And then with the memory method, which is 100% consistent that I showed you guys, then with that one, you're going to be at something like 1 minute per dupe. And then with this one, though, we average something like 5 dupes per minute if you get really fast at it, including the driving time. So if it's not the driving time included, then it'd be like, you know, freaking like 10 dupes a minute or 12 dupes a minute maximum or something like that. But yeah, so this method is amazing, guys. So I hope you enjoy this one. Again, if we find a better one, if the community, anybody finds a better one, I will let you guys know what it is. But for now, this is now the new king of duping in 1.1.2. It's still not great, but this is now way faster than the other ways. And once you get good at it, it's pretty consistent too. It takes a little effort to get used to the timing of that. It's a little weird of timing, trying to get that timing I was doing for the duping here. But you can master it eventually and then get to where you get it most of the time and go fast as lightning, basically. So this is going to be it, guys. This is the newest dupe. And when there's a new one, I will let you guys know.